Alright, let's talk about what's got everyone in PNG buzzing right now. Facebook restrictions, freedom of speech, and whether the government is trying to control the conversation. If you've been online today, you've probably seen people asking, is the Marape government hijacking our freedom of expression? Now, here's why this is blowing up. Prime Minister James Marape testified in court today against Jacob Yafai. And guess what? On the same day, people started experiencing Facebook lagging, slow loading, and even partial blocks on mobile networks. Coincidence? Or was this a calculated move to stop discussions from exploding on social media? That's the big question. Let's break it down. Police Minister Peter Tsiamalili Jr. has already confirmed that the government successfully tested new technology to regulate Facebook under the Anti-Terrorism Act 2024. He claims it's about stopping fake news, hate speech, and explicit content. But the timing has raised eyebrows. Just weeks after warning Meta to take responsibility for content on its platform, the government is now testing ways to control Facebook access through mobile operators and internet service providers. But here's what's really interesting. Only mobile users were affected. People using desktops or direct ISP connections could still access Facebook without issues. So if this was just about testing a system, why were mobile phones, the primary way Papua New Guineans use Facebook, the main target? And why did it happen? Right when a high-profile court case involving the Prime Minister was in the spotlight. People are now openly saying this is not just about regulating harmful content, it's about controlling what citizens can talk about. We've seen this happen in other countries. In Sri Lanka, the government temporarily blocked Facebook when political tensions got too high. In India, authorities have pressured social media platforms to remove content critical of the government. And in China, well, Facebook is just straight up banned. But PNG isn't China, right? We're a democracy, which means our free speech should be protected. So if the government is testing ways to control Facebook, what does that mean for the future? Could we see more restrictions coming? Could PNG be heading toward a full Facebook shutdown if the government feels things are getting out of control? And there's another big piece to this. PNG is a member of the United Nations, and the UN has always pushed back against governments restricting online freedoms. If the Marape government really starts tightening its grip on Facebook, could we see international pressure? Will the UN step in, like it did with Myanmar, where Facebook was accused of fueling violence, but the government used it as an excuse to clamp down on free speech? At the end of the day, this isn't just about Facebook, it's about who controls the flow of information in PNG. If the government gets to decide what's harmful content, who's to say they won't also decide what political discussions are allowed and what's not? So, what do you think? Was this really just a test to regulate harmful content? Or was it a strategic move to suppress political discussions on Facebook? Should the government have the power to control social media? Or is this a dangerous step towards censorship? And if PNG really starts restricting Facebook, should the UN step in? Let's talk about it. Drop your thoughts in the comments.